Hi, YouTube. Welcome to the Nano Zone. This is my first content created video, and I'm looking really forward to sharing it with you. Recently, a friend of mine just informed me that Winx Club got a live action make. Well, let's just say uh, I'm very much not pleased. Very, very much not pleased. This is utter trash. I do not want to color your opinion completely. This is more of a warning video of what you must not take with you while going into this series. I I don't know how Netflix dropped the ball on this. I'm very much concerned on why they screwed up this way. This show had so many references and people they could go to that this shouldn't have happened. So the first thing right off the bat, I'm only covering the four major things that make this show kind of tank. There is possible for someone who's never watched Wings Club to enjoy this show, but in many cases, these things can also stop someone from enjoying it as a regular viewer. First off, casting. As you can see already from the top one and the bottom, we're short a girl. Two, the diversity of the characters is rather lacking. This shouldn't be a thing. The casting was super vast, and this show was shot in Italy. The show original cartoon is from Italy. This shouldn't have been a thing. The characters are also based off of these wonderful actresses. This is something that's been known for years. Leia is Beyonce. Tecna is Pink. Musa is Amanda Lee. Flora is J-Lo. Bloom is after Britney. And I love Stella. And I love this actress. But I couldn't freaking remember her name to save my life. And I just looked it up a few minutes ago to try and make this video. Oh. But these women are already not attainable in a normal set to begin with because they've worked so hard to be who they are. But you can get their advice. You can talk to them about what would work. This leads to who was actually cast. To be completely honest, these actresses are not bad. These actresses are not bad, but the girl who was cast for Musa shouldn't have gotten the role as Musa. Musa is Asian. Flora is Latino. I know plenty of Latino actresses that are a bit heavy because they really wanted a heavy set girl to include body positivity who could have fit this role, and they're very good. Even if they wanted to go with newer actresses, there are plenty. You could have done it easily. You didn't have to whitewash her just for the weight. And even then, it didn't work. And then make matters worse, this headshot for the girl who plays Stella, that I can see why she was cast for Stella. In the show, I can't see it for Honky Balooza. Like, dead serious, can't see it for Honky Balooza. This leads to another issue. I know that there's sometimes casting issues, and I know that there's cuts to budget and everything, but why were the three integral characters, the people who caused this whole thing to start, downgraded to one sleazy girl? I understand. Again, there are budget cuts, there are time restraints, But there are plenty of scenes where either Icy, Stormy, or Darcy were by themselves and you could have shot them individually. This is the tip of the iceberg. This was the biggest issue. This is one of the reasons that like other shows had issues and they were called out for not respecting the source material. This leads to number 3, clothing. I said this before and I'll say it again. This show was created in Italy. You know where they got the clothes for the girls for the original series? Magazines. And then they had actual designers bang on their door offering outfits. These outfits are actual Italian designs. There is no reason you should have made these girls look like their mama is the one who dressed them. I didn't even let my mother pick my clothes in high school, and I spent most of my time in a corner as an outcast. I didn't even dress like this in high school. And I was heavy set then, too. These outfits are unoriginal. They are bland. They are color coded. Oh, hey, 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 hey. Someone, guess who's the Earth Fairy? Hey, hey, guess who's the Water Fairy? There was no need for this in the series. The one who wore blue was Bloom. The one who wore purple, pink was Flora. The one who wore red was Musa. The one who wore green was the water fairy, Leia. Heck, the main one who wore purple was Techna. And Stella, being the fashionista that she was and the stylist, was a self sewing fairy. She would make her own clothes if she could not find something she liked. She modified. She was resourceful. She did what she needed to do to kick that style. This is what made them who they were, their individual styles and their representations. These clothes are older women clothes. I do not see how you had a whole freaking animated team out there for you to consolidate with and did not call them or use them. You had Italian designers who would have made you the outfits for free just for the fact that they made these drawings for the show, for publicity. They're in the end credits. There's no excuse. This leads me to number 2, connections. Okay, I said this before when I said about the casting, but the series would not exist if it wasn't for the tricks. Look at me weird. Look at me weird. The tricks, if they had not been chasing Stella, would have never caused Bloom to be able to go to Althea. If it wasn't for them chasing Stella into the outer realms where she went to Earth, where there were believed to be no fairies, so no reason to invite a fairy to Althea, we wouldn't have this show. Add in the fact that Stella had been with Brandon, aka Sky at the time, from the first year she was a student. What they did with the connections in this new one makes no damn sense. She has been invited to Althea. No, the whole thing about mistaken identity, lack of understanding, not knowing who you truly are, was the point of the show. It was also the connections of their families because dear frickin' Moses, she actually cared about her parents and they cared about her, even without knowing that she was not from Earth. Her parents loved her knowing she was special. She loved them. This is connections that would not, could not be dissolved for the plot purpose. And what did you do? You said, screw this, I'm not putting that in. The girls literally don't even become friends until the end, and it still irks the living hell out of me because I don't know how the heck that connection was even possible. Not even kidding. That friendship came out of frickin' nowhere. It was. It still hurts my head. This leads to number one, the biggest thing, the plot. I put this in red because they literally drained it of any blood it had and just left the rotting corpse on the side of the road. Winx Club has 8 seasons, going on 9, of plot and lines and everything you could have done. If you wanted to do what you did, you could have easily pulled the descendants and literally made these girls future descendants. Hell, man, Helia and Flora are a Latino and a white boy, though he looks kind of Asian to me. It still would easily explain Terra if you had gone that road. And the fact that Musa is a music fairy and Ribbon is kind of a jerk, you could have easily explained freaking the Musa we have now as being a descendant and her powers having evolved over time to be empathy in the wavelength because people give off wavelengths that could be considered music. This could have been a thing. You had the possibilities. These were options you could have gone with. You didn't. Instead, you decided to step on a sleeping lion's tail. This makes no sense. Bloom is a jerk. Stella is a super conceited, self absorbed brat, which was never a thing. She was that girl who just. How should I put it? She was the princess who had never been told to watch how she talks and was never reprimanded. That was Stella. But she was still a caring, self self-centered but at the same time caring girl. And she grew and became more selfless. She had a different way of looking at things. This was okay. But this was also where things go wrong with the plot because you're supposed to have a super high tech world. The girls are supposed to not rely on magic to survive. You have made it where they are nothing but magic saves you, magic saves you, magic saves you. I okay, as a fandom, we all will give you props on the fact that you gave us diversity. We did not have female specialists in the original. We did not have male fairies. This we are okay with. You did okay with this. Otherwise, what were you thinking? This completely degrades and lowers the values of the original show. And you went on record to a interview, to an actual interviewer, that this was supposed to be a darker version aimed at the original people trying to get in with the younger adults. I've never I There was plenty of teen drama. The girls started at 17. They're 31 to 32 now. We have gotten so far with them in the animation. It makes no sense. Why did you do this? I cannot understand. You should not have done this. Go back to the drawing board. Series is okay for people who have not watched Winx. But those of us who watched Winx, this is a complete letdown. This is a hurt. And this is confusing because Sonic, yes, the story was changed, but they respected us enough to hear our pleas when they screwed up on the animation. In Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson actually listened to fans when they said, it's not your acting we're concerned about, it's the fact that we don't think you can own it. We don't think you can make us think and believe you're the major. That was the issue with that one. Then you have Battlestar Galactica, which had an issue too, but they resolved that. Battle Angel Alita was able to resolve it very easily. M. Night Shyamalan, we're not even going to talk about. There's a reason there was a petition. And this man claimed to have watched the show with his kids. Uh, there is too much to really go into on this. You've removed too much. This isn't even the same creature. This isn't even an offshoot. This is literally its own thing, and you could literally consider this fan fiction where the people just needed something extra and wanted to get nostalgia for it. And that hurts. But this is just my opinion. If you agree or disagree, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Leave a like or just subscribe. I'm going to try and make more videos like this, hopefully in the future. Thank you for staying and enjoying the video with me. Have a good day.